In this video, we discuss 4 Social Security changes that will have a big impact on retirees in 2023. Coming up next on Holy Schmidt.
Holy Schmidt!
In 2023, we're going to see a lot of change when it comes to Social Security. We'll also see some things that aren't going to change, so stick around to the end because we're going to talk about one in particular that is very good for most people who are considering taking Social Security. All right, let's get into it. Point number 1 is that the cost of living adjustment is going up by 8.7%, the biggest increase in over 40 years. While this number is heralded as a big win for retirees, those in the know don't exactly agree with that point. Let me explain. Yes, it is the biggest increase in over 40 years, but it's the biggest increase for a reason. And that reason is that inflation is out of control. Also, remember this, the higher the number, the more the individual categories affect retirees either positively or negatively depending on how they spend their funds. For example, a big portion of what makes up the 8.7% is energy. That's gasoline, heating oil, electricity, etc. And each one of those categories is up drastically more than 8.7%. So if you consume more than the average, you could be faced with a much higher cost base than 8.7%. This would be more than likely if you live in the northern part of the country where it gets cold in the wintertime. And not to put too fine a point on it, but an 8.7% increase in inflation and an 8.7% increase in your Social Security benefit doesn't mean that your retirement portfolio has also gone up 8.7%. In fact, as we all know, it's gone backwards. So what you're getting on the one hand, you may be losing on the other. The next point is the wage cap. That has moved from $147,000 in 2022 to $160,200 in 2023. That is a big, big move. By the way, for those of you that don't know what a wage cap is, it's the earnings amount beyond which the Social Security Administration no longer tax an individual's earnings. This move is really good for those already drawing Social Security. It helps fortify Social Security. It's also good for those making less than $147,000 per year. It's not good for those making over $147,000 per year. This is because those that are at the top end pay the same amount percentage-wise on Social Security for every dollar that those at the bottom of the earnings tree do. But the benefit paid out on the high end is as low as 16.7% of the contribution compared to the benefit paid out on the low end, meaning that this will bulk up Social Security for those that are most in need and have a minimal impact on the payout to those that need Social Security the least. And here's why. The SSA uses something called bin points, which I've called the Great Equalizer in previous videos. When you retire, the Social Security Administration looks at your earnings over your best 35 years of work and indexes those earnings into today's dollars. They take an average of the 35 years, and this is what's called your average indexed monthly earnings. In 2023, the SSA will pay you 90% of your first $1,115 of average indexed monthly earnings. They will pay you 32% of the next $5,606, and they will pay you 15% of any amount above $6,721, all the way up to the earnings cap. For reference, 6721 is $80,652 per annum. Anything above $80,652, you are still paying full Social Security tax on. That's 6.2% for the individual and an employer match of 6.2%, so 12.4%. Yet, even though you're paying full tax on that amount, the excess above the $80,000 number has a 15% payout. This is a great outcome if you're a low-income earner. It keeps your 90% instead of something else, and a not very good outcome for a high-end earner because 15% is still 15%. So hypothetically, if your average indexed monthly income was $1,115, then you would receive $1,003.50. If your average indexed monthly income was $12,500, you would receive $3,664. Your taxed earnings goes up 11.2 times, but your payout only goes up 3.65 times. You get the point. The next point that's actually quite useful for retirees is that the earnings limit is getting a massive bump in 2023. The earnings limit is the amount that you can receive from employment and still receive your Social Security benefit, your full Social Security benefit. This is moved from $19,560 to $21,240 if your earnings occur before your full retirement year, the year that you reach full retirement age. If this is the year that you will reach full retirement age, but you're not there yet, you can earn $56,520 in 2023, up from $51,960 in 2022. And once you actually achieve full retirement age, you can earn whatever you want and there's no reduction in your benefits. For any amount over this in a non-full retirement age year, any amount in excess of your threshold, you have to give back $1 for every $2 above the threshold. In the year that you reach full retirement age, you have to give back $1 for every $3 that you earn in excess of the threshold. Once you achieve full retirement age, there is no earnings limit, and the amounts that were taken from you earlier on are given back to you at a subsequent point in time. The reason this one is so important, frankly, is because for many of you, going back to work wasn't even on the radar until 2022. But given the market performance over the last 11 months and also the increase in overall prices, folks are looking at how much they can earn with a part-time job without it affecting their Social Security benefit. This has become a major point for retirees who are worried that they're going to be selling their investments at a discount. Instead, they want to hold on to those investments and earn a bit more so that they have to sell less. The last point is what people call the ticket to the game or the work credit. This is the amount that you have to earn, the minimum amount that you have to earn over a period of 40 quarters in order to qualify for Social Security. Last year, the amount was $1,510 each quarter. This year, it's $1,640 each quarter. Even at the higher amount, most people should be able to achieve these targets unless they work very part-time and if they have worked only a certain portion of their lives. This happens most often when someone steps out of the workforce to raise a family for 20, 25, or 30 years and then comes back and they're trying desperately to get to that 40 credit limit, that 40 quarter limit. They may have had some credits in the beginning years. Let's say they worked for the first 5 years before having a family, so they would have 20 credits. Now they need to pick up another 5 years or another 20 credits. They still want to raise their family, but they take a part-time job that offers 12 to 15 hours per week, and let's say it pays $10 an hour. In that scenario, if they only worked 12 hours per week, they'd come up short because that would be $1,560 per quarter. A 15-hour week would mean that they'd achieve $1,950 in the quarter, so that they'd be absolutely fine. So if this sounds like you, knowing exactly where you stand with your credits is really, really important. The one thing that has stopped as of last year is that the constant increase in the amount of time you have to work to reach full retirement age has stopped. If you were born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is 67. Historically, the full retirement age went up 2 months for every year that passed, so effectively your older sibling could have a lower full retirement age than you simply because they were born first. But that's all stopped. If you were born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is age 67. Gang, there's a lot going on with Social Security, and the trust is due to be depleted in 2035. The political situation is tense, and this is definitely going to be a hot button, if not this year or the next, in the coming few years. It's very likely that both parties will have Social Security as part of their cornerstone message in 2024, if not before. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider clicking the subscribe button below and turning on notifications so that you get alerted the next time I post a video. I post about twice a week, and I work very hard to get what's out there in here for you. And now, more than ever, that is really, really important. Also, check out this video on 7 good reasons to take Social Security at age 62. This is one of my most popular videos with over 3 million views. This is Jeff Schmidt. Thanks for watching.